Hello, good evening, everyone. Again, I'm happy to see all of you. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me. Can I get a thumbs up? Or you can unmute your mic and say hello. Hi, Grace. I think you're muted.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you. Thank you so much once again for coming.
I'm honored.
We
Yeah,
thank
I'm honored.
So we'll take off. This is the ABBY IMANI Reveals Show. This is where we speak, we are real so that we can live. So Grace, can you do us the honors and pray for us?
Will you please bow down our heads? Father, we come before your throne this very evening saying thank you, first of all, for all that you have done in our lives. We are forever grateful, even for the opportunity to meet from different countries, different time zones. We appreciate you for this very moment. I thank you for Evelyn's life and for the life of the lady that introduced me to Abby. And I'm forever grateful for linking me up to such wonderful, great people on this platform. We ask that whatever you have for us this very day that is jotted down in your calendar shall be given to us before we leave tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so this is the ABBY IMANI Reveals Show where we speak, we are real so that we can live. Thank you all so much for coming today. We are talking about our health and fitness. And I see so many people. As the people came in, I was like, wow, I didn't realize how people are really concerned about their health and their weight and all. It's good to see, and we thank God. But before we take off, I want to remind us, whenever we are able, let's go to the YouTube. I'll send the link again. Let's subscribe and also send it to others so that they can join in our discussions. Tonight, we are going to hear from two phenomenal ladies. So we have Grace here. I think I saw Sena earlier. So I'll read Grace's brief profile. I sent it out, but I think it would be nice to read it out again. So her name is Mrs. Grace Collingwood-Williams. She's an RN, MSN, health and wellness coach in Florida, USA. And she's being joined by Sena Yeboah of the New U, yes, TNU. Sena's profile is quite lengthy, but I'll read a little bit about her. If you just indulge me for a few minutes. Okay, so I think I'll just allow her to introduce herself because I don't know how I'm going to sum up all that. So, Senna, I know you can hear me. Please go ahead.
Hi. Hi, Grace. Hi, Abdel. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Senna.
Sana Yabwa is my name, and I'm the founder of TNU Fitness. It's a lifestyle change movement. Our aim is to inspire as many women as possible to live a healthy lifestyle. We've been on this journey for the past 7 years, and by the grace of God, over 3,000 women have been transformed since we began in 2015. So I'm here to share the little experience I've gained working with people on their health and wellness journey. So thank you so much, Abigail, for having me. I'm totally honored.
Thank you so much for coming. So, Senna has been here before to talk about how she transitioned from a corporate job to her own business. And today she's come to tell us how it's grown. I'm really looking forward to hearing the new things that she's doing now. Senna, you're doing a phenomenal job. God bless
Thank
you.
you. To God be all the glory.
Amen. Amen. So, what I'm going to do is I'll allow both of you to talk about what you do and then enlighten us on how to be fit and how to keep good health. And then after that, we'll have our audience ask their questions. So, I'm going to throw it to the two of you to decide who will go first.
Grace, you wanna go first?
I'll let Sena go because people
Oh,
know your voice.
Okay, all
That's
right.
my
Okay,
excuse.
okay. Okay, sure. That's fine. So, how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? How is the temperature of the room? You know, if I should ask that on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy you think you are, can you just put something in the chat box? On the scale of 1 to 10, okay, how healthy do you feel? On the scale of 1 to 10. You can just put something in the chat box just for me to have an idea. If I'll be speaking to, preaching to the choir, you know, or I'll be preaching to people who really need to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. I feel 8. Great. 7. 1.5. Yay. Then you are the reason why Christ came. You are the reason why I came for you. Okay, 7. Okay, any more? 6. Oh my goodness, George, you're so funny. How are you able to get that mark? Okay. All right. Good. Okay, I just had to ask because a few weeks ago, forgive me, my children are home. I told them if they scream in this call, all the things I promised them this week, I'm not gonna do it for them. So as they're screaming, all I'm saying is, thank God I'm gonna save my money. Okay, so please pardon me. Okay. All right. So I had to ask because a few weeks ago, when TNU was celebrating our 7th anniversary, we took a trip to Afajato. That's like the tallest mountain in Ghana. And we asked everyone to exercise, you know, so we had all this challenge because, of course, if you're climbing the tallest mountain, it's not just going to be a walk in the park, you know. And when we threw the challenges, some people didn't, you know. So on the day of the trip, there was this guy, you know, who joined as well. But when you see him, like a very tall guy, masculine, you know, like the people that you see, and you're like, oh my God, this guy looks fit. You know, there's some people you see them and your mind tells you that's a fit guy. Or the person is slender. Let's say if it's a woman, then you're like, oh, that guy or that girl must be very fit. So we all began the journey. And a lot of people said, oh, that guy, oh, when I'm exhausted, I think he's going to help me. He can carry us because he looks like he's so strong. He can carry a lot of people. So suddenly, you know, we actually paired everyone up so that everyone can have like a buddy. Suddenly, people who had buddies who were so slender, they were like, oh, you dear, no, I want to change my body. I want that guy. I want that guy. So we began the journey. And then, the mountain, it's like, it's been divided into, let's say, quarters. Okay, so you finish the first quarter, then the second one, and then the third, and then the fourth one. Before the end of the first one, something crazy happened. The guy who looked like the fittest guy among all the people that were on the bus, like the black on the eye just started vanishing. And before we knew it, he was on the ground.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, what happened? Why is this guy who looks like the fittest guy suddenly on the ground? And the other people who didn't look like too fit were actually going. And it took a miracle. Like we all started screaming, oh God, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And it just took a miracle before his lips were closing. His lips were closing, and we had to get some men to come and forcefully open it, poured water over him. And he was like, oh my God, what's going on? Why am I sharing the story? I'm sharing the story because, you see, for a lot of people, they are not taking their cardiovascular fitness serious. You know, like people think, oh my goodness, I'm not big. You know, they think, okay, living healthy, eating right, exercising frequently. It's for people who want to lose weight. People who are insecure about their bodies. You know, but we are in a new era where it's not about whether you are slim or whether you're plus size. It's about how fit your heart is. It's about how fit your heart is. It doesn't matter whether you have 6 packs, whether you have 8 packs, whether you have 0 pack. You know, so for us in TNU, we're on this journey to get everyone to change their mindset, because like it all begins with the mind. You know, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. Before you get that physical transformation, the mindset needs to change. You know, so we've been on this journey trying to get as many people as possible to change their mindset towards healthy living. with my personal story, and this is me being as honest as possible. When I started, it was a vanity journey because I wanted to just look great. Oh my goodness. I just wanted to look sexy. Yes. I just wanted to look very attractive, so that was the journey. That was the motivation when I started. But along the line, I started doing a lot of research and I realized, hold on, 41 million people die every year from lifestyle-related diseases, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, kidney malfunctions. This is World Health Organization report. You are kidding me. I had no idea. And the more I read about it, the more I realized, oh my goodness. As we are growing older, you can decide the kind of old age you want to have. We have the oldest person in TNU is 78 years. And you should see her doing, a plank. She can do a plank longer than even people who are in their 30s. So we decide the kind of, future we want to have. It's like whatever we are doing now, it's a seed we are sowing and reaping. Whatever we are reaping now in our health, it's as a result of the seeds we sowed. And the seeds are the things we're eating.
Yeah.
What you're putting in your mouth, whether you choose to be active or not, and for a lot of us, we the young people, it's time constraint. You speak to people, oh, I don't have time. I'm wondering who has time. I'm actually looking for that person because the 24 hours is it's too small. I need time for my husband. I need time for my 4 children. I need time for TNU. I need time for me. So literally no one has extra time, but we just need to prioritize what is important to us. So this has been the journey for 7 years. And by the grace of God, over 3,000 women have been through this journey, the TNU lifestyle. They've adopted this healthy living. And it's not just them. They've been able to impact their families because they realize there's really no point for mommy to, eat all the right things. So mommy is eating healthy. The children can eat whatever they want. In the past, and I'll share the story. Usually when I pick up my kids, there's pizza joints. So the first day they said, oh, mommy, buy us pizza. Then I said, oh, I don't have money on me. Then they said, oh, mommy, you can use Momo. And I said, okay, you know what? It's not that I don't have money on me. I don't want to buy, because I don't want to buy junk, and you see, we have to let our family understand that it's not just about, we should eat healthy and they can eat whatever. No, train up the child the way they should go. So now my kids can go for a party and then the hostess will call me and say, oh, please, your son is not eating. Why? Then I go to, oh, why aren't you eating? He said, mommy, this is junk. So it gets to a point where I literally say, okay, I know it's junk, but you at least just eat it for today. But the whole point is that we are planting those seeds. We are planting those seeds into their heads. But I think I'll just end it here and then I'll just allow Grace to speak and I can come back later. Thank you.
Thank you too. So Grace, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Sena. I'm listening to your stories and I'm not shocked at the fact that this guy passed out almost on you guys. And so let me add a little bit to my introduction. I was born in Ghana. My parents, there were 6 of us. We joined our parents in the UK. Actually, my dad died very young. My mom married my stepdad in the UK, and then they brought all 6 of us to the UK. My stepdad, a wonderful, wonderful stepdad who died a few years ago of diabetes, hypertension, all those diseases. He was in his 80s. And my mom, who also was diagnosed around maybe 60s with diabetes and hypertension. But one thing I realized was that my mom was a very fit person. She ate healthy. She introduced it to us. So for our children, I have a sister right now in the UK who's also a health and wellness coach. All my 5 siblings still live in the UK. I'm the only one that lives in Florida. So it's a normal thing for my family that we come from a family of healthy eaters, physical activity and all. But then for my mom to be diagnosed at that age, I was shocked. I was like, how did this happen? And my stepdad also, towards the end of his life, was the diabetes got so bad. The only way we got to know was that there was this wound on his foot that would not heal. And then they found out that he was diabetic. His kidneys were failing. But thankfully, my mom's way of cooking she had to change certain things, and my stepdad lived longer than he would have. But then it clicked, and I was like, how did it happen to my stepdad and my mom, who has always been very, very healthy eater, very fit? By the way, my mom's 73 now, and she's off her diabetes medications, off her hypertension medications because of some more lifestyle changes that she did. So a few years ago, I opened my coaching business, which is called Healthy, Wealthy Mama. So to me, I believe that if you're healthy, you're able to make wealth. I've worked with several nurses assistants whose weight alone, you just look at them and you're thinking, how are they even going to move a 500-pound patient? You know, I mean, there are ways that you have to straighten your back and how you can roll a 500-pound patient. But if you're overweight, how are you even going to be able to do that? And some of them even don't get the job just because of their weight, because, you know, it's going to be very hard on them. So that aside, I mean, if you're not fit, you're not able to pick up hours, you're always tired, you're always sick, you're calling in sick. Today, my heart's not working. Tomorrow, my blood pressure is up, my diabetes, my blood sugar is down. So if you're not healthy, wealth making is very, very difficult. So that's why I came up with the healthy, wealthy, and the mama, because as women, we are the ones that put food on the table. So whatever we are feeding our children is what they're going to eat. I don't usually see a mom who's overweight and their kids are very fit. Usually there's always a correlation. If the mom's overweight, you look at the children, you see that there's a trend. If the children are very skinny, very sporty, mom, it's very hard. I mean, there's no definite in this world. But if you look at how a mom looks, you usually see it in their children. So for me, my focus is on mothers. Whatever we put on the table is what our children are going to eat. For me, here in the US, I don't know back home, but with dining tables, we usually just leave out our letters, you know, it's full of books. Dining tables, we use other things. I mean, we use the dining table for other things. But for me, I realized that, you know what? This is where I can serve food. The dining table is for dining. It's for us to sit down and eat. So I had to change that culture. I had to set aside a time for us to eat every single day. This is the time we are sitting down to eat. I'm serving. And I have a culture of serving my husband first, then it goes down to my oldest son, who's 16 years, my middle daughter, the last daughter, and then myself. And I'm seeing what we are all eating. I cook from a small rice bowl, rice cooker, very small, portion control, big time. So I know what we are all eating. You know, so in the coaching, I focus on the mothers and I teach them, I explain to them, it is what you're doing that they are going to watch. You, the mother, when you're cooking, you think you're just tasting it. And our tasting is not tasting, it's actually eating. We are eating a whole bowl. You've got peanut butter soup, you get a whole bowl with one chicken thigh. And you like you're tasting, but you finished eating your whole meal, and then you come and sit down, and now you're eating more. I have this friend in the UK. I went to visit her recently, and she's trying to lose weight. She needs to lose about 100 pounds, big time, serious. And she was telling me why everything she's doing is not working. So she was about to serve food and I was just watching her. Oh my goodness. The amount that she ate in the kitchen, she ate that shit. And then when we sat down, she got her own plate with a lot of food. I was like, okay, so now I know where it's coming from. This is the reason why you're not losing the weight. Okay. The amount of calories you're putting in is not the amount of calories you're putting out. The amount you put in right now, there's no way, shape, or form that you're going to be able to burn it in 24 hours. So you will continue to gain weight if you don't stop something. So for me, what has been very successful for me is that I use three things. Mindset, number one, Number 2 is what we are eating. And number 3 is physical activity. So I call it think it, eat it, move it. Mindset. In our culture, if you're gaining weight, you know, like Sena shared her story. I watched your YouTube videos, by the way, Sena, and you were talking about, you know, when you had your children and you had gained weight and you lost the weight. You know, you got married, you had children. Culturally, that's the norm. Wow, you look great. You know, culturally, we associate wealth with weight gain. Mm-hmm. And we associate weight loss with poverty, with sickness, you know. So number 1 thing I teach every client that I have is that your mindset, if your mindset about weight gain is positive, we have to work on that. Weight gain and diseases go hand in hand, whether we like it or not. You gain weight, look forward to getting these 3 things: diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol. You are guaranteed these 3 things. You gain weight, you will get them. If you don't have them, it's because you have not been to the doctors for a while, or you're in denial, or it's there, or you're not at the age where it's showing up. If you're like in your 35, 40s, I mean, it should show up if you know that you're overweight or obese. You know, so the mindset has to change regarding the weight gain. Number 2 is healthy eating. You know, the healthy eating, and I don't tell anybody to stop what they're eating. That's one different thing with my coaching. Everybody has their own niche. My niche is that I've been born into a culture where rice is our number 1 thing. We use rice to cook about 5 or 6 meals. So when somebody tells me I've stopped eating rice, I'm like, so what are you eating now? You know, jollof, wache, fried rice, mutio. So what are you eating now? You know, so I don't encourage people to stop eating what they're eating. It's the amount that you're eating, the way that you cook it. You're eating pure white rice. It turns into sugar right away when it gets into your body. How can you eat your white rice in a healthy way? I have mixed vegetables that you can buy mixed vegetables, cook it with the white rice, or add some wild rice to your white rice, you know, because there's a taste that you've built along the years. And for you to change that taste all of a sudden, for most people is very difficult. So the eating part, you're eating what you eat, but then the cooking, and that's another thing with our cooking. The food boils for hours, 3-4 hours. A woman is standing in the kitchen for 4 hours. I'm like, why? Because you're cooking the meat, the prequentre is even softer. The cow feet, you boil for hours. Why? That thing doesn't even digest in your system, you know? So the cooking alone is a whole thing. If you're boiling the soup, you've lost all the nutrients because you've boiled the light soup for so long. So it's how we prepare our foods. You know, that's going to determine how much nutrients your body is going to retain. Also, water. Oh my goodness, people do not drink water. I've got some of my clients on Eliquis, on blood thinners, on aspirin because their blood is clotting. You know, because they are fasting so much, they are not drinking enough water. Infused water. This is what I do. I don't like strawberries, but I tell people that there are certain things that you don't like, but the nutrients in there, if you're not eating them, you're not getting it. How can you get it? I don't like strawberries, but you cut strawberries, put it in water, drink the water. You've got the nutrients in the water all day. Peaches, I don't like it. Pineapples, when I eat them, my teeth is on edge. I don't like them, but I will cut them, put them in my water and drink it. So you're hydrating yourself all day. You're drinking your 2 liters every single day. If you can drink more, that's fine. And so that's that with the healthy eating. And then the physical activity. I know for some people, they have to go to the gym because they cannot have that discipline of waking up and exercising. For me, I feel like you can exercise anywhere you go. I work, I mean, I don't even know how I do what I do. I have 3 children in intensive soccer, football in the US. Well, 2 of them, the older ones are in intensive soccer, the boy and the girl. Someone's like, your daughter is in soccer? I'm like, yeah. I wish my mom put me in sports when I was young. My mom said I was too tomboyish. I will turn up like a boy, so she never changed. So for me, I'm like, yeah, I've got somebody who wants to play soccer. So yes, let's go, girl. And the younger one is into gymnastics. They go for practice 2 times a week, all 3 of them. And then on the weekends, they play the games. We have to travel all over. I work full time at a surgical burns unit in Florida. We have a charity. I'm the women's fellowship leader of my church. My husband is the presiding of the elder of my church. I have the coaching business on the side. I have tons of things to do. So there's no way I'm going to pay $10 a month to go to the gym. I have to look good, you know. I will not do that. But I know I have to exercise every single day. I can't just wake up and go to the gym. I have to, you know, I have to draw this in before I came in. You know, my eyebrow, I had to draw it in, you know, I have to look good. So for me, the most important thing is I'm exercising every single day. You should see me on social media. I'm like doing squats big time every single day, 100, 200, jump ropes every single day. You have to move the body. The food that you put in you is energy. Food is energy. You don't fill your gas with petrol or gas. Your car with petrol or gas with the car sitting in front of your house. You use the energy, you use the gas to drive the car. So why are you putting the energy in you that you're not going to use? Whenever you put the energy in you, you have to make use of it. Some people go for a walk. I'm like, for me, that's the most tedious thing. I love things very short, intensive. I'm sweating, I'm done. You know, for some people, they'll go for a mile walk, and I tell them, do you know how many? Yeah, I'm like, do you know how many calories you burn for 10,000 steps? 500. That's like eating 2 bowl fruits. So I'm like, no way. I would rather do my squats, my jump ropes, than go for a long walk and only burn 2 bowl fruits. Because no way. Kenkey is like 1,200 calories. Banku, 1,200 calories. So if you want to burn 1 kenkey that you ate, you have 5-10 hours to be walking. No. So physical activity is a big deal. So these 3 things: mindset, healthy eating, physical activity. And when people understand this concept, my goodness, a 72-year-old woman, grandmother living in the UK, she said, Grace, I keep gaining weight. I hope your program will help me. This woman lost 3 kg in 3 days when she started the program. She said, I've never seen this before. My blood sugar has been stable since I've been in the program. And she was shocked. I think because also she was about to go see her primary physician, and she was scared that, every time she goes, there's something that comes up. So she was very happy that at least at this time, she's lost some weight and her blood sugars are better than they used to be. So 3 things. And I added one more thing later on, but later on I was like, do you know what? I'll just take it off. So I call it think it, eat it, move it, and then earn it. Earn it meaning that you can use your before and after pictures. And, you know, I also give, with my coaching, I also give this detox tea to any client that I have for free. And I tell them that you can also sell these products as you do put your before and after pictures if you don't have the money, because that's another thing that was coming up. I don't have the money to join the coaching. I mean, listen, if you go to the doctors and they're telling you that your kidneys are failing, go do this and that, you will find the money to go pay for it. So why should you give yourself an excuse that, well, I don't have the money to go through the coaching? Because the disease will eventually come if you like it or not. So I added that part, but later on I was like, you know what? There's some of them who just don't want to get into that. If they have the money and they believe in the coaching, they will go find money and come participate in the coaching. So that's a nutshell about me. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Now I'm concerned about this walking. So even if you're doing brisk walking, you don't burn much?
Oh, you will burn much. As long as you're doing something that really increases your heart rate.
Okay.
It does some burning. But then, these days we have on our phones or the iPhone watch, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, those ones, they calculate how many calories you burn. So for you to make sure that you're really getting what you're in for, I would suggest that you check your app and it'll show you how many calories you've burned doing that very brisk walk, and compare that to whatever you ate. It could be just one yogurt, but maybe that brisk short walk might have just burned one yogurt. You haven't even tackled the fish with the kenke, with the pepper even has calories. Oil, 1 tablespoon, 120 calories, just the oil. So so just be mindful of knowing how many calories you're burning as you do whatever physical activity.
Okay, thank you once again. I think I'll just go straight to the Q&A because I'm sure my audience have quite a number of questions. I'll read one that came in earlier. The lady can't join us for a number of reasons, so I'll go through that quickly and then we'll continue with those of us on here. Just a second. So she's asking that how long after a myomectomy can I start exercising my body to keep fit? And what kind of exercises can I do to get my system back to shape? Did you get that?
After maternity? Is that what you said?
So myomectomy.
Mectomy. I'm trying to think of what it is. It sounds like something was taken out.
Yeah.
Is it fibroid?
Let me confirm. So that's just a second.
Okay.
So it's to remove uterine fibroids.
Any surgical procedure, I would suggest that they talk to their doctor. I don't know how big the cut is and how her weight is another issue. If her weight is, I don't know if she falls in the overweight category or obesity category. That's another thing that I do too. Whenever somebody wants coaching, one thing I calculate is their BMI. For your height, you have to have a certain weight. And then we determine if the person is in overweight or obesity range. So depending, without that information and knowing more about the surgery and how it went, I wouldn't commit myself to saying anything. They have to find out from the doctor.
Okay, so is it okay if I connect the two of you to her so that you can?
Fine. Yeah.
All right. Sena, you're going to say something.
Yes, I was going to say that, whether it's a surgical procedure or ailment, is that my phone? Or a normal ailment, we always need to listen. We always need to listen to our bodies, so it's like sometimes maybe your friends can say, oh, I usually heal by 12 weeks, or I usually heal by 16 weeks. Even the doctor can say to you, 6 weeks, you're cleared, but you still need to listen to your body because your doctor is not inside of your body. So it's like when you try whatever it is you're doing, you always need to start with the least workout, and I'll share my example. I had CS with all 3 kids, and proud to, having say the TED CS, I was running and stop every morning. I could go 5 miles, whatever, but here I was trying to recover. I don't need to just go back to 5 miles at, let's say, like a speed of, say, 10. No, I need to take it small, So it's like baby steps. Okay, so whatever it is, wherever you find yourself. And you see, a lot of people usually talk about, let's say, healthy living, then I get very motivated, and the next day they want to just speed. No, take it one day at a time, because when you don't, your body might hit you really hard, because like a lot of people can get hits, and they often say, oh, you know what, when I work out, it hurts, I'm not gonna do it. Oh, I broke down, oh, my knee, oh, my that. And that's because you are overexerting yourself. Okay, so this is just a general tip for everyone, not necessarily here. Okay, that whatever it is you're starting, just start and listen to your body. Okay. I mean, when you feel that you are overexerting yourself, stop. Okay, and then you can continue the next day, but always try to challenge yourself. So for instance, you're doing, let's say, 100 skips. Okay, you don't have to continually doing 100 skips. That is if you want to challenge yourself. Okay, so let's say today it's 100 skips. Tomorrow is 120. Tomorrow is 140. So just increasing it, but listening, and then making sure that you are not overexerting yourself, because the last thing you want is a breakdown. It's better to be consistent. Little depth of water finally makes a mighty ocean, as we all know.
Thank you very much. So I'll have her speak with you so that I give her more tips on what to do. There's a question in the chat. It says, I took a course on Coursera. They differentiate between physical activity and exercise, and they emphasize on physical activity, not necessarily exercise for a healthy life. What are your thoughts?
One thing I've realized in life is not to overcomplicate things.
Okay.
Move your body. To know about physical activity, exercise, you just have to put your body in a position where you're burning calories. Now I have to, you can Google certain things. This is something, if you really definitely, I can Google it and give you the definition. But I think the point you are making right now is that as human beings, we have to put this body to use. We can't just be sedentary. We can't just, just go about our lifestyle just the way we want it. This body was created to always be on the move. So like I said, there's certain things that you can just Google it, and I don't think Abby will wait for me to Google and give you the definition, the different definitions.
So you can go ahead.
I'll so Sena can say something, and I'll Google.
I love Grace's response. Seriously, I mean, at the end of the day, you just need to move. It's like it's not about how you move. It doesn't matter whether you're swimming, whether you're running, whether you're doing the jumping jacks or the skips. You just need to move, and that's where we all need to get to. Just move. And I always say that you are not a tree. It's only trees that don't move. We just need to move. As long as you eat, you gotta move. Just like how Grace said, that what you ate is energy. What are you doing with it? It's fuel. So for me, it's not really about, is it exercise? Is it physical activity? Are you moving? I mean, the real question is, are you moving? So let's emphasize on moving. Okay, whether it is moving, whether it's on the stairs or whether it's just walking to pick a call instead of sitting, and I wish I could be walking and then having this interaction, just moving. Yeah.
Just move it. It reminds me of the song. I like to move it. Okay, questions. Linda says dancing also counts. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Even when you don't know how to dance, it still counts. Okay?
Oh yeah. Freestyle. Put some music in your stereo or TV, just stand in front of it and dance with it. Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
I found the definition for the two. I mean, okay. I just want to make the person feel that their question was answered. So on Google, it says physical activity in daily life can be categorized into occupational, sports, conditioning, household, or other activities. Exercise is a subset of physical activity that is planned, structured, and repetitive, and has as a final or an intermediate objective the improvement or maintenance of physical fitness. So it's like intertwined, you know. It's like
So
the exercise is planned, you know, but physical activity, you're moving your body. So bottom line, just move it.
Yeah. So what I'm getting from that is physical activity is your everyday movement. I mean, even cooking when you're walking around the kitchen, walking around in your office, going like the walk we were talking about, those kind of things. But with the exercise is the one that you planned. Maybe you have a 1 hour aerobic session, or you go to the gym and you do the treadmill for whatever minutes. Yeah. So like you said, it's all inclusive. So again, it comes back to just move, whichever way you're doing it, whether it's regular physical activities or the planned one, just move. Thank you very much for that question. And thank you, Sena and Grace, for that answer, those answers. Okay, back to us, audience. You can unmute yourself or raise your hand. I'll call you. Anybody? Or I should start mentioning names. I know you have questions. Yemi, are you there?
I'm here, Abigail. I am so here listening.
Do you have any questions?
I don't know if it's a question or I'm just going to air my serious concerns, and then you, the expert, to tell me where to begin, because that's the question on my heart. I know that I am not healthy, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So the question is, what do I do? How do I start? The thing is, after I gave birth to our daughter, I started to feel this pain in my spine, and I haven't done anything about it actively since then. And it just keeps getting, sometimes I'll feel better, other times it gets even worse, depending on how active I am during the period of time. And my job requires sitting in front of the laptop like 8 hours a day, if you like. So I don't get to move my body a lot. And I checked my BMI while you were speaking, and I am obese. It's terrible.
Oh, no.
So I'm asking Sena and Grace, what do you advise? How do I begin? Okay, I know now my job is not even going to help me walk around as much as I would love to. And I don't know. I'm done airing my concerns. I'm done ranting. I'll leave it to the experts. But this is a real concern. I must let you know.
Okay. All right. Opeyemi, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So just to make you, just to calm you down, I can tell you for a fact that your concern is the concern of the average woman that I speak with. You know, now like sitting is the new smoking. You know, like the average woman that I speak with, like they become very sedentary. You know, especially, if you find yourself in Ghana, it's like everybody is like hot, looking for money. Because the dollar is going up every day. Like, you know, fuel prices, everyone is constantly chasing the next dollar. You know, so it's normal to tend to ignore like the little because you're like, hey, I still need to work. I still need to get the money and everything else. Okay, so it is perfectly normal. Okay, now the next step is when you don't do anything about it, you're gonna pay the price. As for the price, you will pay the price. Okay, but if you want to avoid paying the price, then you take the action now. Okay, and that action, it depends on you. For some people, they are self-motivated. They don't need anyone to tell them to get up and move. They don't need anyone to tell them, hey, eat this, eat that. They can just do all the right things by themselves. But for many others, like countless others, they need external motivation. So if you are the type, you know yourself, And you see, sometimes you can have self-discipline in, let's say, in your spiritual life, but you might not have self-discipline in your eating and exercise and everything. Or you can have self-discipline in area of your career. So your career is awesome, or your business is booming because you have the self-discipline to make those extra calls, to follow up on those appointments, you know. But when it comes to the self-discipline to even drink more water, you don't have it. The self-discipline to change yourself and wear your sneakers and go work out.
Right.
Way. Like I've spoken to people who say to me, Sena, I'm embarrassed to say this, but the last time I worked out was 10 years ago. How? 10 years ago. Wow. You know, so I mean, these are very, very normal, you see. But you see, and this is why such great opportunity like ABBY IMANI Show. Awareness. Creating this awareness, because you see, there are countless of women that I have spoken with who are now on medications for diseases that they could have prevented if only they had been more intentional.
You're getting me scared, Sena.
No, don't be.
No. I'm not getting you scared.
Don't toe that route. Don't say it.
No, you see, the truth is that it's like how we say excuses. I mean, ignorance of the law is no excuse, that sort of thing. The fact that some of us are ignorant of the repercussions of inactivity and I mean unhealthy living, it doesn't mean that it can just automatically take the repercussions away.
Yeah,
but
right.
You are at a good place. You just unmuted yourself and shared that you want to move from where you are. So if you're already, it's like the situation is it's fixed already. Great, isn't it? Because there are people who know they need to change, but they're not even.
Mind is already set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once the mind is changed, that is it. Like it's 50% achieved. Okay. So you can move from, you can speak to Grace, you can speak to me, because we are both very passionate about helping women. You know, either of us will be more than happy to support you. Because if you're coming from, let's say, a level 1, you would definitely need expert advice on the kind of meals to eat. Okay, because a lot of times we think, oh, I need to lose weight. I'm obese, so let me quickly see. Oh, where is the next part that? Okay, results. And there is a craze. There's a craze.
You know, when she said detox tea, sorry to cut you, I wrote it down because I plan to check Google for different kinds of detox teas that I was going to start drinking.
You see?
So you got me right there.
Everybody wants that quick results. You know, everybody wants what I mean. Like you see, when you're getting the help, and I mean, Grace doesn't only give detox tea. You know, she will help you with the kind of other meals that you need to eat too. You know, but then there were other programs that would say only detox. You will do detox for like 2 months. Why? So you will lose weight at the expense of your health. You know, but what is the point? Like the weight loss alone should not be our end goal. Like our goal in life should not just to lose weight. It should be to be healthy. Because losing weight doesn't automatically transcend into you're healthy. You can still lose weight and have high sugar levels. You can still lose weight and have high sodium levels, have high cholesterol. Okay. So for us, I mean, we are both of us be more than happy to assist you. I mean, if there's anyone here, everybody needs to know. I always say that if you don't know your BMI, it's like you're going to bed and your roof is on fire and you're okay. No one does that. Okay. No one would do that in real life. Okay. So please, let's all check. It is important to know so that when you know that, oh, your weight, I mean, your BMI says you're normal, then you can relax a bit and then just try to be more physically active. I mean, try to avoid junk as much as you can. But if it says you're overweight, it says you're obese, please make sure you reach out to any of us. We'll be more than happy to assist you.
Thank you, Sena.
I would like to add to what Sena mentioned. Lovely. Sena, thank you so much for what you shared. So about 4 years ago, I was doing my PhD. Now I've halted it. I was like, no, this lady, you can go, but sometimes you have to pause. So I halted it now. But during the PhD, I think my last daughter, who's 8 now, was about 4. I can't even remember. But she was very young. And after I had her, I didn't realize that I had gained so much weight. All I knew was that I was trying to lose weight, but it wouldn't go down. But most of us don't even know our weight. We just realize that we've gained weight from the clothes that we are wearing.
Yeah.
I realized just recently looking at my old pictures, and I was like, and some clothes that are still hanging here, and I'm like, that's medium. Now I wear American size 4. Medium is like what? I'm trying to compare. It's big, you know? So I'm like, so I gained that much weight, but I didn't realize. All I knew was that I was trying to lose weight and I couldn't lose weight. And every time I'm taking a picture, I'm like trying to, you know, tuck in my belly, but it wouldn't go down. And
this is me right now.
I had this excruciating back pain, big time. It just wouldn't go anywhere. I went to a chiropractor, and at the time I was also a graduate assistant at the university. So they had a very good health insurance, which covered me. And they put these machines on my back, like every week I would go, you know, and it didn't work. We bought a new bed, the mattress, therapeutic thinking is the bed. It didn't work and I didn't even realize it was the weight until I lost the weight. And later I was like, this back pain is gone. And then I was like, so it was the weight that was just causing this excruciating back pain. And imagine if I had to pay the chiropractor here in the US, my goodness, the insurance, private.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's in the thousands, tens of thousands. It was just losing the weight. And if I hadn't done that, by now I would have developed more complications. Because then your spine is now crashing on each other and then it wears out the cartilage in between them. Now it's bone on bone. So then whether you like it or not, you'll have to go for injections where they put the injection between the bones to separate the bones. And then eventually the injections won't work. They have to do surgery to put metals in your back. That's what's happening. Another thing with weight gain is that your knees, you lose your knees, the cartilage in between your thigh bone, your leg bone, they wear out because of the weight that's standing on the knees, and you just lose that cartilage. So it's going to be bone on bone. And I've seen several people come to the hospital with knee surgeries. You look at their weight, and that's the main reason why their knees are just, and there's certain things that when you lose them, that's it. If they do surgery, they'll have to put metals. You can Google and see knee surgery. The metals, the heavy metal, I mean, they are not heavy. They call them titanium, the back one, titanium rods. They're not very heavy, but it's metal in your body just because of weight gain. What weight does is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, right.
And I want to mention one thing too. I think most of us are Christians, so I want to link this to our Christian lifestyle, because I think we underestimate the fact that as Christians, we are supposed to live a lifestyle where we are aware that someday we will be asked what we did with this body. I think we overlook this part of sin. Let me read this Bible verse to you. Proverbs 23, 20 to 21. It says, "Be not among wine bibbers," people who drink wine, "among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty." In the Bible, look at the same sentence: gluttony, drunkards, wine bibbers, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. I've seen people cook meals and the meat. I'm like, so, you know, people work, get the money, buy, just eat. That's all they do with their money. And the Bible is saying that you're like somebody that's just a drunkard, that just drinks and nobody even respects. You know, but we don't realize the seriousness of this. You know, I mean, you only need, especially protein. In our culture, we eat too much meat. Protein, you only need 21 grams. Put in the comments if you know what 21 grams of protein is, how big it is. You would be shocked. How big 21 grams is. Let me see the first person who put this in the comments. Because everywhere I ask, people are wildly mentioning, oh, it's this, it's that. Let me see who will get it right. And tell me if somebody puts it. 21 grams a day. And in my house, like I mentioned earlier, that when I'm serving, I serve my husband first, then David next, then Shirley, then Marie. My husband gets the 21 grams worth of protein. David gets 21 grams of protein. I get 21 grams. Shirley and Marie, because they're young, I share it in half. But Shirley, the middle one, now because she plays soccer, I think I have to up it to 21 grams. You know, she needs that protein. 21 grams is one chicken drumstick or chicken thigh. One. That's all the body needs, protein. So if you're eating your fufu, let me see if nobody put anything in the comments. You're eating your fufu and you've got, it's like, you've got your precontre, you've got your arginine, you've got, what else? And you know, our Ghanaian foods, we have different meats. We don't usually just use one meat. I remember just recently, I've just been using only chicken meat to make, only chicken to make our soup. And this lady in my church, she loves it so much. She made soup and brought it to us. It had so many different meats in it. Arginine, this, that, and turkey wings. Do you know what I did? I realized that every time I will cook fufu and I'm getting the meat, I will take one arginine here, one meat here, one, you know, and the amount of meat I was eating per sitting was so much. So I was even talking to my husband. I said, I've been eating so much meat. And anytime my attention is brought to something, I try to figure out why. So then it clicked. I was like, oh, it's because when it's chicken, you're not grabbing 3 or 4 chickens. It's the same boring thing, right? If it's one meat that you've made the soup with, compared to 4 or 5 meats, you want to take one pork, you want to take one this, one that. Your food is filled with different kinds of meat. So that's also another thing that I teach in my coaching. If you want to be able to control how much meat you eat, use one meat. There was this lady that was like, oh, I can picture my mother-in-law coming to visit me and I'm only using one meat to make her soup. And I said, well, when she comes, just do the normal traditional thing. But then when she goes, you can go back to your one meat. So that's also another option. Yeah. All right, thank you.
That is called zoo. You know
that. So let me share a joke. So my husband is actually on this call. I remember when I started just trying to get my family to eat healthy. So I served him with one tiny meat. And he said, Sena, are you aware I'm the head of the family? Are you giving Stop serving me like your client. I am the head of the house.
Pour them in. Like Silla says, all nations.
Don't eat like the head of the family, please. And think for your health. We beg you.
Oh boy. Seriously. I'm just picturing the chop bars in town.
You know, like staring it to find where the adrenaline was.
Seriously, wow. God help us. God help us. This is well.
Someone says it, all nations.
Yes.
And Ghanaian like but variety la.
Okay. You know, it's also another way that people measure affluence. They think that if you go to the restaurant or the shop buying a lot of meat, that means that you have a lot of money. You know, we realize that we are buying sickness. Okay.
I call it junk too. I heard Sena say junk. And one thing I tell my kids when we go shopping and they are choosing other things that they know I don't like. And I look at the price, I'm like, I don't buy expensive junk. If I'm going to buy junk, it better be cheap. I'm not buying it.
It's too costly to the body. Great, isn't it?
I'm not spending too much money buying junk.
Okay, so Eunice is saying to you, Grace, please, you said your diabetic mom is off the drugs. What specific changes did she make?
Yeah, so we are from Bono region, and our main food is fufu big time, like hard fufu. When a Bono person makes fufu for you, I mean, you can choke. It's hard. Very hard. I've seen that other tribes, they put more water in it, so it's thinner. But the hardness of it makes it very dense. That's why kenke and bangkun, rice balls, they are very high in calories because they are dense. You know, the harder it is, it's the same corn, but if you're eating cocoa compared to bangkun, it's the same ingredients, but the way it's prepared, one is denser, one will increase your blood sugar than the other. So when she understood it this way, now, she's been eating her fufu really hard for all these years. So there's no way she was going to change the thickness of it. So she had to really cut down very, very small. She eats a very small amount of fufu and more soup. You know, digestion starts from our mouth. Another thing with our Ghanaian foods is that we swallow most of our foods. Digestion, when you're chewing, it's mixing up with the saliva, and then the digestion is starting, and then your brain is sending signals to your stomach to start preparing stomach acids. So as you're chewing, your stomach is getting ready. With the swallow food, there's no signal, no warning for the stomach to start preparing. All of a sudden, the stomach is like relaxing, especially if you fast. Relaxing, all of a sudden, bam, 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 food, like, you know, food is just dropping and dropping and dropping. And stomach is like, what just happened? And the stomach is trying to catch up, bring acids, and it cannot keep up. You know, so it cannot digest fast enough, and the fufu stays in our system with the meat and everything, and it digests. Blood sugar is up. But then if you understand this concept, if you're eating fufu, you can drink the soup, so at least it's light on your stomach. Drink the soup first before you start doing the swallow. So for her, she drinks the soup first, and then she eats a small portion of the fufu. And every time she finishes eating, she goes for a walk. Now she has moved back to Ghana. She built a school while she was in the UK. She built a school, and she moved finally last year when the COVID thing was taken off, the travel ban was taken off. She moved back to Ghana. So now she lives in Ghana, but she's practicing it. She's taken off the diabetes and blood pressure medications, because I also encouraged her to buy a blood pressure cuff. Now it's very easy to get. You just put it on your arm. All you do is just press it, and it measures your blood pressure. So every day she's checking it, and it's in the normal 115/79. Her blood pressure is like a young kid. Her blood sugar, she does the checks, it's always in the normal. So she does not need the medications. If she goes back to what she was doing before she got diagnosed, she will go back to being on the medications. And another thing is that she takes multivitamins. That's another thing that people forget, that the body needs nutrients. Even if you're eating healthy, there are certain things, micronutrients, that your body can never get. It doesn't matter how many or how much you eat. To get those nutrients, you can never get them from food. So you need multivitamin supplements. So she takes that, and some herbal supplements that I do in my kitchen as well. So it's now she's maintaining that healthy lifestyle. That's another thing too. After you lost the weight, what else? Because I've seen people lose the weight, and then because they don't have any plan to maintain it, you'll go back, you'll gain the weight back easily. And it's easy to gain it than to lose it. You know, so she's not on any medications, and she's not planning to go on it, because she knows the difference. When you're taking medications, she knows the difference. There are side effects. Metformin, which is for diabetes, if you take it for so long, your B12 is going to be like somebody who's an alcoholic. It's like somebody who has been drinking since they were young, and now it's affecting their whole system. And for you, it's just diabetes medication that you're taking, but that's the side effect. So if you're on medication, don't think, oh, my blood pressure is controlled because I'm taking my medications. Oh, my diabetes. No. Get the root cause, get the roots out, get healthy, get fit, maintain it, and gradually your doctor will take you off. And don't just stop your medications, by the way. No, keep taking it, keep living a healthy lifestyle. Your doctors will see the trend that now you're progressing really well, and they'll take you off.
So it doesn't matter the type of diabetes?
Yes, so there are two types, the type 1 and type 2. The type 2 is usually things that we bring upon ourselves because of what we eat and inactivity. The type 1, usually the people are either born with it, or as they grow up, maybe they develop some form of disease that they have to, they lose the function of their body producing insulin. So they have to get a medication for insulin to control their diabetes. So hardly would you see an adult with type 1, but it happens. Trauma can happen. I mean, diseases, cancer can cause that. But type 2 is usually ones that people can actually get off. When it's type 1, it's like for the rest of their lives, they have to take certain things. Or if there's surgery to place certain organs, that's there. But then for type 2, it's up to you. It's you and your God. You know, you have to do something about it.
So is this type 2 that your mom had?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It was type 2.
Okay. Thank you. I was going to ask something. It's just, if I remember, I'll ask. But there's another question. Where did it go? Okay, I think it's related to what you just answered. And the person says, Grace mentioned that her mom is off her medication due to the lifestyle changes. I admire her for that. Kudos. Does she never take them anymore, or are there times when she takes them occasionally?
No, she doesn't ever, since she was taken off them.
Someone is asking, is vitamin C just like the multivitamins?
No. Vitamin C is just vitamin C. It's usually from citrus fruits, or like orange. And multivitamins have different vitamins. Let me see if I have one. Okay. Yeah. So the multivitamins have all the very important vitamins that the body needs, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, B6, B12, folate. It's multi, so many vitamins. But vitamin C is just one of the multivitamins. So if somebody is just taking vitamin C, they are missing out on the other vitamins. Just recently, one of my clients who is pregnant and was concerned with the weight that she was gaining, signed up to the program. Like I said, I give free detox tea, but with pregnant women or breastfeeding women, I give them multivitamin. And she said, oh, the doctor prescribed this. She's here in the US. The doctor prescribed this multivitamin tablets for me. And she took a picture of it. And I was looking at it. One time we were having a Zoom meeting, and I was looking at the nutrition facts on her multivitamins and the one I give. And mine was like double, vitamin D. The percentage that was on mine was even more than what was on hers. And you can never overdose on these vitamins. It's like rarely it would be a serious thing to overdose on multivitamins, It's just possible, but there's nothing like it. You don't usually overdose on it. So she was shocked, and she was like, "Oh wow!" So I'm like, "Yeah, I do my research, girl."
You ain't joking. Okay, there aren't any questions in the chat. Please raise your hand or unmute yourself and let's do this. Otherwise, I'll call you. I just saw Delali. Have you run away? Delali Kumaga. I know you do a lot of diet stuff. Come and share with us. It looks like he's gone off. Ah, there. He's there. Delali. Oh,
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't have any questions.
how about
I'm just nothing much. I think the experts are there.
But you've also been doing some
Just
exercise.
that I've been trying to exercise. Just that sometimes I feel lazy. I feel lazy to exercise. So maybe they can advise me as to what to do not to feel lazy. You know.
Wow, that's a tough one. Okay, over to you, our experts. I'm running away.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you ready for a confession for me?
Am I ready?
I was asking if you're ready if you're ready to listen to a confession for me.
Okay.
There are many days that I feel very lazy. Like, I feel so lazy. I ask myself, do I really need to exercise today? I think I look great already. I have a neighbor who asked me one time that, Sena, what exactly are you burning? So when he said that, I think he meant I was burning something in my house. So I was alarmed. I was like, oh my God, is there something burning in my house? He meant, what am I burning on my body? I was saying, I see you every morning. Whether it's raining, whether there's sun, you will go. What are you burning? Is it? And I was like, okay, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to speak to some of the employees of MTN. And one of the questions they asked me was, what are some of the habits that charges me up? And when I was discussing it with my husband, I was like, hey, honey, what are some of the habits? Because like suddenly I was like, I don't even remember some of the habits. It's like now it's become like second nature. I don't even realize those are the things that charges me up. And he said, Sena, every morning you work out. And I see the excitement that you have after, Then that was when I realized, oh my goodness, workout charges me up. The days I don't, like there are some things that are non-negotiable for me. When I wake up, the first thing I do is I want to have my quiet time, because I realize that if I don't have my quiet time, the whole day I feel like there's something missing. And if I don't do my workout, like I just feel like there's something missing. Like my laziest of days, the days I feel very unproductive are the days I miss my quiet time, I miss my workouts. Those days are just so unproductive. It's like, I just want to be lazy from morning to evening. Oh, where's Netflix? Oh, where's popcorn? Suddenly, like, I'm just losing everything. But when I do those things, oh my God, like I'm so productive. Working out, okay, when you do it consistently, like your body rewards you so much. Like it just makes you so sharp. It makes you more focused. It makes you more productive. And this is why a lot of leaders, they don't compromise on their workouts. So it's not really about, oh, I'm motivated, I'm doing it. No. Now it's not about whether I'm motivated or not. I'm doing it because it's a non-negotiable for me. I tell people that when I'm walking, when my daughter is having, like I have 2 daughters and a son, when they're having their wedding, I want their friends to see them and say, is that your maid of honor? That's the mother of the bride. I don't want to look at the mother of the bride. So like some of these things, it's not going to come by default. Okay. We wish for them, we pray for them, but it is not enough. We got to work for them. So Delali, unfortunately, if there was a pill to just give people motivation, I'm sure it would be like, it will run out.
Yeah.
Pill, some no day. Hopefully I'll bring that to the richest woman on earth. So please, You just have to do it. You know, you just have to do it because your heart would reward you for it. Because when you're 70 years and your friends are using walking stick, hey, where's this walking stick? Hey, somebody wait, hey, I can't. There are some styles they can't do. No style will be limited to you because you work out every day. I hope this helps.
Okay. Yeah, my wife is very disciplined actually. Maybe I have to follow her.
Please do.
Yeah, so thank you.
Add on.
Yeah, I'm happy that he has someone that he can also pair up with, because for some people it's hard. I mean, we are human, and sometimes some people find it very hard to do things on their own. I'm the kind of person that and I believe Sena is too, if I have to do it, I will do it. Nobody comes, I'm doing it. You know, but for some people, they need that motivation from other people. So at least thankfully your wife is doing it. And, you know, I mean, when she goes, you go with her. When, you know, if she has that consistency, and you can always share with each other. I think her being the only person that's doing it's quite concerning. You know, you're a woman and you're going for an exercise and your husband's just sitting there, you know. But from now on, she's going to be very happy that you're going to go with her. And also, look at it this way: mindset. Mindset is a big thing for me. I have written this on a piece of paper, and I've stuck it right next to my side of the bed where I sleep. So as soon as I wake up, that's the first thing I see. I can, I will, I must. The things that I find difficult doing, like this job I got at the surgical, this is a hospital where they fly people in helicopters to come for the surgeons to work on them, and it's a nationally recognized hospital. And I told myself, I'm going to work in this hospital. I don't care if I'm slow, I'm the slowest person on the floor, I will work there. I applied, I got the job, I started. My goodness, every single day there was a reason why I could just call them and say, do you know what, I won't come. Great. But every time I'll look at those words, I can, because I'm equipped. I have the knowledge, I have everything. Anybody there is not better than me, and I'm not better than anybody. There's certain things you have to keep telling yourself, say them out loud. I said, I can. And I said, I will, because there has to be somebody like me, so that when people come and they see me there, they will be encouraged. And I must, because I need an extra income just on the side to keep my license also working as well. You know, so there's certain words that you have to come up with, not only for you, but for anybody on this call, looking at myself instead of thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know if I could ever reach there. Just know yourself, but then say certain words to yourself every single day. And then you see that it will come to pass. It will be made manifest.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, there are some other questions. Delali, I hope this has been helpful.
Yes.
And Delali, so just let me encourage you and as many couples that are listening. Okay, so there's a study to prove that couples that work out together, they stay together. Okay, so that's an added benefit for you to work out together. Okay, so just find something you both enjoy. If it is a walk, if it is swimming, whatever it is, or a dance. Okay, so just find something you can do together, and I believe that it can bind the two of you much deeper as well.
Yeah, especially Saturday morning, you know.
You see that.
But please, when you finish, don't go and eat a whole bowl full of wachi.
We need a different show for it. Another day for that show. The after one.
We eat plant-based food though. Yeah.
Okay. Amen.
All right. So the next question is quite funny. The person is saying, I'm developing a small pot belly. Any advice? But it looks like he's gone off. But who knows? There might be someone else who might need that advice. So yes, We're developing a small pot belly. Any advice? Over
You
to
want to
you.
go, Sena?
Okay, all right. So small pot belly. Okay. That's how it always starts. I mean, like when it comes to the excess weight, like it creeps in, like it's so tiny. Like when Grace was sharing her story, how she just woke up one day, what happened to my size? So like just creeps in little by little. So if you're lucky, for some people, they don't even get that pot belly. So they might even feel that, oh, maybe I'm still healthy because my clothes are still fitting. Okay. But it just tells me that, and most men, they eat late. And this is something that I'm still working around with my dear husband. Okay. Most men, they eat late. I remember there was a time that, and he's gonna knock my head after I share the story. There was a time that I said to him, my dear husband, you're eating late is quite worrying, And he said, oh, Sena, you after eating, I will not sleep immediately. And by not sleeping immediately, he would sit in the chair for 40 minutes and then go to bed. So I mean, I had to see my doctor then. So when I went in with him, I said to the doctor, please, you know what? My husband has this habit that's, honestly, I'm not very happy with it. Can you speak to him so that he stops eating late? And I think that was the biggest mistake I made. The doctor said, if he wants to eat late, what?
Oh.
Then I saw the doctor's stomach and I said, okay, wrong. I should not have spoken to him.
Imagine.
Clearly, he's one person to advise, So this is something that happens to a lot of married men, especially. Like the singles, like when I was working in the bank, before they get married, 6-packs, flat tummy. As soon as they get married, hey, now they've come home late. And of course, our dear wives, yes, we have to say, no, please. We need to change things, I mean, we've had a lot of things, okay? We've had a lot of things. I mean, what you're eating versus what you're expending, please. It's very, very important that you actually, exerting more, losing it, through physical activity. Okay, so if you know you're sedentary, you know that you're going to go to bed immediately, don't eat within 3 hours. I mean, don't go beyond 3 hours. So for instance, you're sleeping at 10. Try the latest that you should eat should be 6. Because if you're sleeping at 10 and you're eating 9 or 9:30, the pot belly will be inevitable. It will start small, but before you know it, it's going to be one big one that everybody will celebrate. Some women will find attractive, but I mean, the health-minded ones like us will find it worrying. Okay, so please, let's work on the times we eat, and then let's try to increase our physical activity as well. Yes, and alcohol. Most men can also be, corporate alcohol. But I think for Christians, I heard this joke that for Christians, our challenge is not alcohol and smoking. Our biggest challenge is gluttony, and that's what Grace mentioned. Okay. So let's be mindful of all that. Yes.
Sophie Ascari says, for the record, please, I have a flat tummy. Disclaimer.
You see, that's why I said that some people have a flat tummy, and because they have a flat tummy, so it just encourages them to just keep, eating late and all that. But it's still not the best.
Sophie is her husband.
Another thing with that pot belly is that it's a big sign of insulin resistance, big time. And men, when they get any kind of disease, it's very hard on their body. There were studies that it was really unbelievable that they were hardly hit than women. And in the study, they were saying that it could be because men don't really go for more checkups. And there was also another reason that because for women, every month, there's always that renewal of the cells in our body. But they were not able to really conclude what exactly it is. But when a man gets diabetes, the hit on them is big time. Their kidneys are failing. They just go downhill big time. Stroke, big time. Hypertension, big time. So for men, it takes a very heavy toll on them. Pot belly, your body is definitely resisting insulin. And men, most of them don't really go for checkups. So even though it's a small pot belly, that's at least a sign that your body is resistant insulin, meaning that your blood sugar is going to be up. So you have to go for a blood test. Another thing is that, all the organs in the body, there's some form of bone covering it. The brain has the skull, the lungs have the rib cage. All the organs have something covering it. The organs of the stomach does not have anything. So whenever you're gaining weight, that's the first place that the fat goes to be stored to protect your intestines and all that organs around that area. And that's the last place for fat to burn. So somebody might be very skinny, but the belly, the fat will stay there until they really work out on the muscles in that area, and specific workouts before they can really lose the fat in that area. So number one is that it's insulin resistant. So anybody that feels like, oh, it's just a small pot belly, go do a blood check. One time, there's this guy that we used to go to church in Ghana with, and I saw his picture. And I'm able to just look at somebody, the way their eyes are set, and know that there's something going on from head to toe. And right away, as soon as they do blood tests, it shows that there's something going on. So I looked at his picture, and I was like, go do a blood test and specifically let them check your kidneys. He came back, he was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This young guy, he was like in his 30 something. His kidneys were like failing, very young guy, So and he had a very small pot belly. So it's small, but the things behind it is very, very life-threatening.
Serious stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, I have one more question.
Okay.
It's Delali, yeah. Okay, so sometimes you are very hungry. So what should you do? If you eat maybe an apple, is it that terrible? Or you should sleep on the empty stomach?
Very briefly, one thing I've realized is that for Ghanaians, we don't time ourselves as to when we eat. We just eat when we're hungry. It shouldn't be like that. The body needs nutrients. It needs to survive. So you know that in the 24 hours, your heart will beat, your muscles will work, your brain will function. So you need something. So you don't wait till you're hungry. You can eat small portions of 5 things in a day, than sit down and eat one big meal. That one big meal you ate, your body just uses what it needs at that time. Everything is stored as fat. So if you say, well, I'm hungry in the night, have you been eating small, consistent, snacks or meals so you have to watch what you're eating through the day. By the time it's nighttime, you shouldn't be hungry. And sometimes too, it's just thirst. Maybe you're just thirsty, but just because the brain your body just needs something. It's not necessarily food. So just watch out how you eat and pack your lunch yourself. You know what you've put in. Any food that's served outside has a lot of salt, because salt has a different taste it adds to it. If you come to my home and I serve you my food that we eat, you might think that we are all hypertensive because the salt is so low. But if we go outside and there's jollof, all these kids, my kids, they're like, oh, it's salty, it's salty, it's salty, because we've cut down on our salt. But anyway, yeah, so let's be mindful of the food that we are taking. We intentionally plan for it, small snacks throughout the day than a big meal, so that we don't wait till we're hungry. Don't just eat when you're hungry. No, that's when we eat too much.
So before I go to Sena, can you recommend some of the snacks? Because right now you said snacks, before you know it, someone will be chewing some unhealthy stuff. And tell us that, please, Grace said I can choose snacks.
So snacks, You have to understand how calories work. So depending on what the person likes, for example, for myself, because my mom was so much into cooking with mixed vegetables, you know, the way we even cook our stew is very different. Snacks that I would eat might be different from what anybody would eat. For somebody, fruit is a snack for them. That's an example of snack that they can have. And we have to learn to eat breakfast. If you can't eat breakfast, just make a smoothie. You know, smoothies usually you just I usually do one fruit, two vegetables. Could be spinach, not the contumely kind of spinach because it's a whole different thing. The spinach, the small leaf, you know, you can chew it raw. There's that one, and then maybe you can add a pineapple as fruit, something sweet, you know, something small to drink, so that if you feel like you don't like breakfast, it's a whole attitude, lifestyle change. Somebody is like, I don't like eating breakfast. So they wait till it's about 12 or 1 and they are so hungry, so they have to eat a large meal. So figure out the things that you like. Some people don't like oats. It's fine. Figure out, but know the amount of calories, so you're not eating too much in the morning, too much in the afternoon, too much in the evening. So I can't recommend until I get to speak to the person and know what they like. And like I said in my coaching, it's whatever you eat, is what I teach you to eat at what time, and, you know, portion control and stuff. So I think, and pie, I think meat pie's calories is like 500. By the way, if you want to lose weight, your calories per day is 1,200 to 1,500. If you want to maintain your weight, it's 2,000. People are like, yeah, I require 2,000. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, not you. You require 1,200 to 500. You require less if you want to lose weight. Until you get to the ideal weight, then you maintain it at 2,000, you know. But yeah, so figure you have to, I mean, you can go with Sena or go with myself, whoever will let you know which one, you know, the calories. You have to understand certain things. Like the oil I said, 1 tablespoon is 120 calories. So when you're cooking a stew and there's oil on top of it, it's an olden way of cooking. You know, in those days, there were no fridges. So we had to cook, get all the steam out and leave the oil on top of it. And it can stay outside the fridge for 2-3 days. Now we have fridges. So there's no need for that oil sitting on top of it. You know, so the whole cooking thing has to even change. So understand calories, and you'll be able to pick for yourself what you can eat. For some people, it's celery. They chew this celery. Oh my goodness. They can chew celery. You know, and if you tell me to go eat such a thing, you're talking to the wrong person. A lady joined my coaching last time, and she said she bought this Weight Watchers. It was about almost $3,000 worth. And she said they brought her food. She said, Grace, there's some foods, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know. She has no clue what it was. And obviously, she didn't eat them. Yeah. She went back to her Ghanaian fufu. You know, so I see people on keto diet, on this. I mean, you can go on the diet, but this is a lifelong decision. Yeah. Are you going to be on keto diet for all your life? You know, it's a lifestyle. So get somebody who will direct you. No calories. It's going to help.
Great. So I'm going to ask both of you to kindly put your contact details in the chat. So those who want WhatsApp. Yeah, they can reach out. Sena, do you have anything to add on?
Oh, I think she said it beautifully. Beautifully.
Okay. Let's tackle the last 2 questions quickly, then we'll move on. How many minutes a day of exercising is ideal? That's someone's question.
All right, so it depends on what the person is trying to achieve, because my response to that for someone who needs to lose weight will be different from someone who is trying to maintain. Okay, so it all depends on, but I mean, if you're trying to maintain, studies show that you need minimum 30 minutes, minimum 3 times in a week. Okay, that alone can add about 8 years to your life. So you can literally, I mean, extend your lifespan if you do that. Okay, minimum 30 minutes, minimum 3 times in a week. All right. But if you need to lose weight, that's a different conversation. Okay, so if you need to lose weight, then most definitely you would need to do more. Okay, and I mean, of course, you want to check the intensity as well, but it's not just about how long you've had it. Okay, because you can just be 2 hours just doing this, just swinging your arms and say, "Oh, I've been working out for 2 hours." You're deceiving yourself. Okay, so I mean, if you have specific wellness goal that you want to achieve, I mean, we are more than happy to speak to you about it so that we can design a plan that can help you to achieve those goals. But if you just want to maintain because you're at a healthy weight, then minimum 30 minutes, 3 times in a week should be more than ideal for you.
Okay, thank you. Grace, you can tackle the last question. It says, doesn't exercise have benefits for building muscle endurance and not just burning calories?
So is it a statement? They're making a statement, or they're asking?
Well, there's a question mark at the end. So it doesn't exercise have benefits for building muscle endurance and not just
Okay,
burning
I
calories?
think a person is trying to say that maybe we are concentrating more on the weight loss part of exercise
Oh, okay.
instead of the other benefit. Well, that's what I think. If not, then the person can just clarify.
Yeah, I
And if
think
that's the case, then absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. So I just want the person to clarify if that's the case. Because I mean, when it comes to the benefit of the exercise, I mean, it's a lot. It's so much. Okay, I think she's trying to clarify.
Yeah, Diodorus.
yeah. So someone for me or Sena, it's not to lose weight.
Yeah.
It's to stay fit.
Yeah.
So even after you lose the weight, you still have to exercise.
Yeah.
So and for some people they want to build muscles. That's also there. That's a whole different topic. Some people, they I've got some NFL players, all these American football players, they've got heavy muscles, but when you check their BMI, it's way off the charts. It's too much. So if you're building, I think it's more of living a healthy lifestyle. When you lose the weight, you continue to work out and stay fit.
I think it also helps to tone your skin. Some of us have flags after losing weight.
Oh, I know.
And people keep telling me that I need to work it out. So it gets.
I love to share my age, by the way. I'm 45. I turned 45 years this year. And my arms are so toned that, I mean, some people are like, wow, how do I get that? So that I just love to show it off. Yeah, I just love to show it off. But yeah, there are some exercises that you can also do too.
Yeah.
The good thing with our black skin is that we are able to, even if it's stretched out, as soon as we lose the weight, we're able to, you might think your skin is flabby, but you should see people who are lighter skinned and losing weight, their skin is really stretched out. Because of the melatonin in our skin, we have that gift of it tightening back. And there are certain supplements, like protein supplements, that also tightens it some more.
All right. So yeah, he says that's what he meant. So we've answered his question.
Oh.
Okay. Our time is far gone. This has been really good, really enlightening and educative. Thank you so much, Grace and Sena. I've also learned a lot. I also used to be quite big, and I started working out, and God gave me that wisdom, what you just said about not focusing on a specific strict diet, but mainly cutting down on my portions and oil and all those things. So that's what I've been doing. Unfortunately, along the line, I fell ill, so that made me lose more than I intended. But now, by God's grace, I'm coming back up and I'm trying hard to maintain. I have to confess, though, that for the past few days, I've been eating quite late. As we speak, I have some pizza waiting for me. I'm like, oh my God. And it's like you're saying, it's because I haven't been planning well. I do walk and everything, but I need to go back to like being intentional about eating breakfast and also include the whole snacking thing and do it well. Yeah. Okay. Please, if there are any further questions, I'll take them back door and then forward them to Sena and Grace on your behalf. In the meantime, they've provided their details, so if you want to reach out directly, so you can please do that. Thank you all so much for coming. This has been the ABBY IMANI REVEALS Show, where we speak, we are real, so that we can live, and not just live, but live the abundant life that Christ has gifted us with. So Grace started us off. So Sena, if you can please close us in prayer.
Oh, Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for such a wonderful time. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Father, I pray in the name of Jesus that may you grant us the wisdom to do the right thing. May you grant us the wisdom to know that our body is your temple. May you grant us the wisdom to understand that whether we eat or we drink or in whatever we do, we should constantly do it for your glory. Father, we even want to thank you for the life of Abigail. Thank you for ABBY IMANI Show. Father, I pray in the name of Jesus that may you continually bless this show. May this show be a show that brings healing to people. May it be a show that helps people to identify all the areas of their lives that they are struggling with. I pray for Grace. I pray in the name of Jesus that may you continually bless her vision to help women to become the best version of themselves. I even commit myself. I pray in the name of Jesus that may you continually equip me for your work. I commit every person who is listening on this call. I pray in the name of Jesus that whatever it is that they're trusting you for, Father, may you do it for them. May you remember them. Father, until we meet again next week, we ask that may your protection continually be with us. Father, we thank you. We give you all the glory. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you once again. So you all have a good evening. Please remember, subscribe to the YouTube and share the link so that others will also benefit. And also be reminded that if you want to strengthen your marriage, if you want to improve upon your relationship, give me a call and I will help with that. All right. Thank you. Linda says, thank you, Sena and Grace.
Thank you so much, Abigail. By the way, you look amazing. The first time I heard your age, I couldn't believe it. You look half of your age. Seriously. I'm handling the preteens in the VBS. I think you should join that class because you do like preteen. Thanks to you, Grace.
That's so funny. Thank you.
I will get in touch with you, okay?
All right, yeah. I've written down your number.
Fun. Yes, please. All right, so you take care. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Bye. Unmute your mics, show your video. Let's see your faces. George.
Bye.
Evelyn, thank you so much once again.
You're welcome, Ivy.
Ivy.